How's it going, everybody? It's Joey again, and today we're going to be doing an oil change on the Burgman. It should be a relatively quick, fast process, pretty easy to do. So follow along with me if you want to learn how to change the oil on your bike. All right, let's go up into Walmart here and find some oil, shall we? Alright, so they were basically out of every 1040 you could think of. Like there's some kind of 1040 oil drought. So this is what I decided to go with right here. Luckily for me, the Burgman is not very picky about its oil because it doesn't have a wet clutch. It has a dry clutch. So it's not like a standard motorcycle, so we can get by with it. So we'll put this in and see what goes on. Alrighty guys, so just some of the basic tools that you're going to need to get this job done is going to be 17mm socket for the actual oil plug, and then we're going to need to get an 8mm socket to undo where the oil filter goes in. Alright, and of course something to drain your oil. So let's get cracking. So this is the actual oil plug, and it has a magnetic base down here. You kind of want to check that to see if you have any kind of shavings or so forth that seems to be out of the ordinary. Mine doesn't. It just has the typical little grime or stuff on it. We'll clean all this stuff up. Alright, so then we'll go ahead and go after the actual filter right here. Alright, so when you actually get your casing cover off here, you're going to see the O-ring and a spring. Make sure that both of these are still intact and inside, and not actually double gasketed on it, because we don't want to apply it and have this thing either missing, broken, or double gasketed, okay? And then what you're going to see in there is you're going to actually see the cartridge filter. And the cartridge filter also has an O-ring inside of it as well. This little guy. make sure that this comes out, all right, because we're gonna need it to put back the other filter. Normally it's either stuck here or it's gonna be actually on the little nipple on the inside. Okay? Then get your new filter. I got 3 of these off of Amazon for, I think, 12 bucks for 3 of them or something like that. Okay. They look pretty much identical. What we're going to do is we're going to take the gasket, put it back inside here. Push it all the way back in. And then the side with the hole is going to actually be facing that way. Now I'm looking at this gasket right here, and it is supple. It doesn't have any flat spots in it. So it's already cleaned up nicely. I'm gonna have no problem reusing this, but if you discover that this is cracked, flat, or whatever, and it might be prone to leaking, you'll need to go ahead and pick up another one of these guys from your parts store, okay? Now, the casing right here, guys, you'll see 3 points. You'll see this bottom one point, this arrow, and that points down. So this will be your top, and these will be your 2 sides, okay? Alright, so I've got the bolts cinched down to where they hit the base plate. At this point, we're going to come back with a torque wrench and tighten these up to 7 foot-pounds. Go ahead and clean up your plug. This one's not rounded out. The crush gasket is actually good. I'm not going to replace that. And I mean, this bike's only got like, what, 3,500 miles on it, not very much at all. So inspect your actual plug, and if that gasket looks like it's crushed beyond, you know, normal usage, if you see anything out of the ordinary, go ahead and replace that as well, okay? But I'm just going to put mine back. Cinch this one. Now that bolt right there, I believe I checked the spec manual and it says that that should be tightened up to 16.5 pounds. I'm going to double check that torque spec and I'll get right back with you with confirmation on that. Yeah, so I went ahead and confirmed it is 7 pounds on these guys right here and 16.5 on the actual drain plug. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get the torque wrench. It's all set for 6.5. far as I'm going, guys. You want to be careful on this here. You don't want to over tighten that and strip out that bolt, because then you're going to be in for one hell of a mess trying to retap that into the casing, because that is the engine casing. Trust me, spare yourself the problem and torque it right. And then we'll just bump this thing up to 16 and a half. I'm already there. That wasn't much at all. Alright, so then all we need to do now is add the oil to it, check the sight glass, and we'll be on our way. Alright guys, so what we have here is the actual sight glass, and right now it's completely empty. You're going to notice two lines here, the low line and the full line. We're just going to go ahead and add oil to it, and as we're approaching that full line, we're going to stop, okay? That looks like it's coming up to the halfway point. A little bit beyond the halfway point. And right there, guys, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to go ahead and start the scooter up and let it run, get the oil through the crankcase, and we'll top up as necessary. So let's do that. Alright, after 30 seconds you can shut off, and as you can see right now, it looks like all that oil has left. So we're going to need to add some more in there to get that thing back up to the full line again, alright? So get the funnel back in, hit it with a little bit more. And that's all she wrote, right at the full line. Then we'll go ahead and we'll inspect the actual cap and the O-ring that's inside here. Feel all the way around to see if there's any flat spots or cracks or any kind of corrosion. And like I said, my bike is very low mileage. I barely ride it very much in the winter, and I'm just starting to get it ready for the summer. This rubber O-ring looks very good, so we're back at it. I'm going to reinstall it. Clean this area up here just a little bit. Where it gets really dirty the most. And that, my friend, is a complete job. Alright guys, so that was it. Short, quick, and to the point. Should take you no more than about 10 minutes if you've got all the tools laid out and the oil already pre-purchased. And we're ready to go. I should be able to ride this thing for another 1,500 miles before I even need to look at it again. And we put a new filter, we got all new oil, so safe cruising. If the video was helpful to you and you got something out of it, please feel free to comment down below, give me a thumbs up on that, subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here with another video. Have a great day.